Unapopambua na maisha yako pia kumbuka kuna pale mwanako, kuna pale mwanawe ama mtoto wako pia maisha yake kidogo inadhoofika, manake anatumia pale madawa zisizostahili. Kiswahili wewe.
Okay.
Okay, welcome everybody who's joining us. This is Youth Talk with Sister Aurelia, and she's in the building. Hi.
Hi.
Once more.
Thank you so much, and thank you for staying with us on this our program of drug and substance use. We just looked at what are these drugs. We looked at the type of drugs, causes and risks factors. Then we looked at the signs and symptoms that the person is taking drugs. We looked also at the effects of drugs. We looked at the prevention and then the treatment.
Yeah.
And now I want us to look at the like I said before, the effects are massive.
Yeah.
But now I want us to put it in portions. How are they dangerous? How are these drugs dangerous to your mental health? How are they dangerous to your social and relationship? And then also, how are they dangerous to your economic status? And what are the long-term consequences of these drugs? I want to break them in this section so that you will be able to understand them and not beat around the bush. One, I want us to begin with the mental health and emotional dangers of these drugs. One is suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Many young people who go into drugs, many young people who are addicted tend to have suicidal thoughts, because when time comes and they want to come out of this, they cannot. It is very difficult unless they get somebody to talk to, unless they get a therapist or go to the rehabilitation center where they can be helped. And whenever they are not able to get that, most of them have a tendency of suicide. They want to end their life. They are like, enough is enough. I would rather go, which is very, very dangerous. And if you see somebody that already has suicidal thoughts, it is good we handle that when it is still early before the person takes his life. Then we have memory loss and concentration issues. We have talked briefly about it. When somebody is into drugs, when somebody is addicted or starts taking drugs, they have that memory loss, and it will be very difficult for them to remember certain things. For example, you are in class, even if the teacher is teaching, you cannot concentrate simply because your brain is not really working as it is supposed to work. And you cannot concentrate. Time for exams, you can't even remember what you were taught, simply because you were not concentrating in class or because the drugs have interrupted with your memory. It is very, very bad. Imagine yourself at 20, at 25, at 30, that you have a memory loss. You have dementia already. You can't even remember. You can't even tell your name. That's how bad it can be. So if you can, please avoid it and let us stop this. Say no to drugs. We have mood swings and irritability. These are the people, anytime, any small thing, she doesn't want to talk to anybody. Any small thing, the person is irritated, wants to beat, wants to fight everybody. It is a mental health issue that needs to be tackled, and especially if it is brought up by drugs. It is one of the things that drugs lead to, and it needs to be handled on time. Then we have depression and anxiety. I've explained this before. You just feel like you are not yourself. It really distorts your mind, and once you enter into depression, it becomes difficult for you to come out. And in case you are already depressed and you feel that it is only drugs that can help you, it is wrong. You can even be treated in the hospital. You can be given, there are medications, antidepressants. If you don't want to take that, you can as well go and look for a therapist, look for a counselor who will be able to help you. You must not take drugs to help yourself. You must not take drugs for you to be well. We have addiction. If you take once, you take twice, you want to take again tomorrow, and you get addicted, it will really, really be dangerous. So I want us to look at it. Like I have said, addiction and dependence is one of the dangers. And then I want us to look at social and relationship dangers of these drugs. We have strained relationships with family and friends. It will be too stressful. If you are into drugs, you just don't want to be with anybody apart from people who agree with you, apart from people who abuse drugs with you, which is very deadly. You won't want to associate with any of your family members. I just got a reminder to clarify. It is not, if I said drugs and you are not able to understand, especially in our setup here in Kenya where I am, the common drug that is used is bang and alcohol. But bang is the common one, especially among the youth. And it will lead to that strained relationship with your family members and friends. You will only want to associate with people who are taking drugs like you, people who are supporting you into that, which won't be helpful for you. It will cause more harm than good for you. We have social isolation. You won't even feel comfortable sitting in the party. You will only want to party with those in your class, that is, those that are abusing drugs like you, which is not good. And you won't even feel comfortable going to class and sitting with people. You find yourself isolating yourself from the others. Going to church becomes a burden because you feel they will condemn you. You feel that they will not understand what you are going through. That is a very dangerous move. And then divorce and family breakdowns. Once you go into this, once you are addicted, we have seen families will break. I tell you, I know that I'm not married, but if I'm married to you and you start taking those drugs, I married you when you are not taking them, then you start, I beg, we cannot work. I will simply quit. That's how bad I can be. I will simply quit. So these drugs will actually lead to divorce and family breakdowns, especially to the partners who cannot handle it or who cannot continue with it. And then we have loss of employment and financial stability. If you start taking bang, for crying out aloud, who will employ you? Apart from bang sellers, maybe they can give you to be selling for them, but you won't take bang and come to the office and sit and start maybe even insulting customers, insulting clients. It cannot work. So you will lose your job. If you are a student, you'll have to break out of come out of school, which will be harmful even more to your future. It won't help you. I've talked about legal problems before, going into crime.